Everybody knows about Castlevania 1 through 3 on the NES, and they're arguably some of the best games for the system. Unless we're talking about Simon's Quest. That one sucks. But we're not going to talk about these games today. Sorry, Castlevania 3. We're here to talk about some lesser-known Castlevania games that you might have not played. We're going to start our video off with Castlevania Chronicles. Castlevania Chronicles was made with the sharp 68K PC in mind, but also ported to the PlayStation. This game is a remake of the original on the NES. So now what I want to do is show you the differences between the original and the remake. I'm just going to show you visuals and sounds. Clearly one sounds and looks much better than the other, and that's because of the hardware of this magical PC in '93. This was way before video games were being remade all the time, so I honestly do believe that this one was made with love and care and not just released 15 times. Looking at you, Bethesda. They even added different areas and some of their bosses, like riding a raft up a cavern filling with water while mermen come after you and try to shoot fireballs at you, and then at the end of the ride, you fight a giant undead dragon. You even fight a mirror version of Simon Belmont himself. And of course, death is here too. You also get to revisit classic levels like the entrance of the castle with a nasty surprise. Break the familiar looking blocks to get wall meat, and you get a face full of never-ending hunchbacks. It's actually the blocks on the opposite side that you need to break to get the wall meat, so if you ever play this version, just keep that in mind. The classic level, the clock tower, has a nasty surprise waiting at the end. A beautiful maiden greets you, then transforms into an unholy werewolf who starts ripping apart the clock tower and throwing it at you. Imagine if your dog just threw something at you. Wonder what the dog's doing. Yo, the f***. Definitely check this one out if you get a chance. It is the best remake of the original that I have ever seen, and the music is amazing. I'm gonna play a little bit of it so you can hear it. It's absolutely astounding. So I definitely can't recommend this game enough. At the time of this video, you can pick this one up on the PlayStation Network, and it even comes with an arranged mode, where it's a little bit different and the graphics and the music are different as well, but I honestly prefer the original. So this last one's a little bit different. It's weird to think about Castlevania, a series that started off being exclusively on Nintendo, actually went over to the Sega Genesis in the 1990s. I'm of course talking about Castlevania Bloodlines. Before we get into actually talking about this game, I want to point out that Castlevania Bloodlines on the Sega Genesis was actually considered the 8th best game by Games Radar for the system. The basic story: in 1917, Elizabeth Bartley, the niece of Count Dracula, orchestrates a sacrificial war to bring her long-dead uncle back to life. John Morris, who uses the whip, the vampire killer, and Eric Lacard, who uses the Alucard spear, set out to prevent Elizabeth Bartley from resurrecting Dracula. This game starts off like any other Castlevania game we know and love, in the ruins of Castle Dracula. But then it takes you all over Europe, to the Atlantis Shrine in Greece, to the Leaning Tower of Pisa where you fight mummies and flying demons, Guys, I just want to say it's like a known fact that there's mummies and flying demons at the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I don't know what any of you are all talking about. This is fact. At one point, you even go to a German munitions factory where you fight undead World War I German soldiers, and then you even fight a sentient machine. Now, if you're thinking death doesn't make an appearance in this game, you'd be wrong. Dead wrong. Instead of treating death like a super hard boss, like traditional Castlevania games do, death is a boss rush. You fight all the same bosses from before, and I feel like this makes a lot more sense for death. And then, when you beat all the bosses and you think you're done, you must now fight Death himself after sustaining a ton of damage from the other fights. Or maybe it's because I'm trash at Castlevania games. After Death, you fight Elizabeth Bartley, and then on to Dracula himself, who of course has 3 forms just like normal. Overall, really hard game, really awesome, and it's amazing. Also, right now, I kind of want to bring up something interesting before we leave that most people don't really know. One character in this game has something really unique about him, and it's not Eric Lecarde. Eric Lecarde is purely Castlevania lore. It's actually John Morris who's really unique. John Morris is the son of Quincy Morris from Bram Stoker's Dracula novel. So basically what I'm telling all of you right now is Konami added on a character onto the Bram Stoker timeline just for kicks. Weird. That's such a weird thing. Alright guys, these 2 games, I absolutely love them. I feel like they do not get enough love. Go and check these out. They're awesome. We're going to end today's video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Right there, at DualLoafGames, and also be sure to stop by every Thursday. I stream from 7 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.